Yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? Depending on when I upload this episode series recap, I could upload, I'm more than likely gonna upload tomorrow because I did not upload last night's episode that I recorded when I talked about the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks series, as well as the series between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. I'm gonna be talking about the Lakers and the Rockets. This might be a much shorter episode because we just finished up our series in Game 6. So, what happened? The first quarter, we got up 23 to 18, and then all of a sudden, the Lakers started piling on to their lead. We led by as much as 19. We kept Houston at 19 points. At some point in time, we went on I believe it was a 16 to 1 run. Wait. Yeah, I think it was a 16 to 1. No, 15 to 1 run. Excuse me. 15 to 1 run. Mainly that was because of guys like Marcus Smart, LeBron James. I think DeAndre Ayton got involved in the action. Rui Hachimura came up big time for us tonight too, bruh. What I liked about Game 5 was the exact opposite that I didn't like about us in Game 6. You know what I mean? We came out lackluster in Game 5. We had no energy. It just felt like we absolutely quit on that game for some inexplicable reason, and Houston was quicker to the ball than us. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at here, LeBron James tonight had 28, 7 and 8. Rui had 21. DeAndre Ayton had 16 big time rebounds. A lot of them was uncontested rebound, or a lot of them were uncontested rebounds too, because Shangoon has no vertical whatsoever, and the Rockets just took so many quick threes at like the end of the or like the very beginning of the shot clock or what have you. But Austin Reeves looked really good. And here's the thing. We kept on involving Şengün in the pick and roll, and for some reason, Ime Udoka did not want to adjust. He did not want to adjust on Austin Reeves nor LeBron James at all. It's just like, okay, let's keep switching to a point where we have Reed Shepard and Alfred Şengün guarding him. A lot of people are giving Reed Shepard a lot of flack, but people gotta realize that this is his first actual playoff series. I don't think he played last year in the Golden State Houston series. But if this is his first time in the playoffs, give the kid some time because he's not going to look like a perfect player right away. And I do like Reed Shepard. I do think he's going to get better after this series. It's just sometimes when you're a first, second year player and this is your first actual postseason run, you are prone to hit a wall. It happens with every great player or every good to great player. That, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to try to elaborate. But that's the thing. Reed Shepard was awful in this game. And to be fair, he was awful in games 2 and 3. He only played good in game one. I did say though, in my video talking about Kevin Durant and the Rockets falling down 2 games to nothing, I did say it's hard to give Reed Shepard or it's hard to get consistency from Reed Shepard if you are only gonna play him starters minutes and then go to right. If you're gonna go from playing him stars minutes to playing him spot minutes, you know what I'm saying? I gotta look up Reed Shepard's averages this throughout these 6 games because I know a lot of Houston fans are giving him flack. I'm not saying he shouldn't get any flack because again he was getting torched on the defensive end, but he did show a lot of promise for sure, and he definitely was one of the bigger reasons, or if not, he was the biggest reason why the Lakers, the Houston Rockets had a game 6 to play in. You know what I mean? He averaged 12.2 this series, albeit his efficiency wasn't great, 30% total, 29% from three. Obviously not great, but still, he did have some big games, especially in games 4 and 5. And he was the reason why they even saw game 6. And that's not discrediting Alfred Şengün. Şengün played well, or he didn't play well in game 5, but the problem is we kept on doubling him. We kept on doubling off shooters. What I saw in this game is that we absolutely stayed home with our guys. And if we rotated, we made sure our rotations were precise. We did not leave one guy open. We did not leave a good shooter open. The most important thing that we did, bro, is we didn't help off one pass away. On the other hand, and I just talked about it, the Rockets were allowing Alfred Şengün to get torched in the pick and roll. And I'm just like, Ime Udoka, or I'm not, I'm a Laker fan. But if I were a Rockets fan, I'm just like, Ime, why are you not adjusting this defense at all? Why not run a double big lineup with Alfred Şengün and Clint Capella? Clint Capella only got like what 2 minutes in this game when the game was over. I'm just like, yeah, I understand the whole DeAndre Ayton Clint Capella thing, but you don't think Clint Capella you don't think he could do something in this series, or at least run him as a double big, and you have Alfred Şengün at the four? You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, bro. This series or game two was I don't want. I'm not gonna try and make this too much about Kevin Durant because KD's legacy is sustained as is. Because in game two, the guy was getting doubled and he still doesn't know how to score or navigate over a double team. This guy, with if you bully the guy, and I think I made this point in my video talking about the Rockets going down 2-0. You are in the NBA for how many years and you still can't find a way to escape a double team? I don't understand it, bro. I really don't understand that. And it just shows that there's levels to being a great player. LeBron is better than KD. Game two alone showed that LeBron is better than KD. Kevin Durant does not have any rings if he did not join Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Every team in game two showed that there's levels to winning. LeBron has four, KD has two. And those two rings are more so an indictment on his legacy as well. Because what followed after that? Oh, well, what if Kyrie and James Harden were playing? Yeah, that's a what if. He still lost. He lost in 2023 when the Suns went 8-0 or whatever. You know, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant were lining up the scoreboards and yada, yada, yada. They still lost, bro. They still lost to Jokic and the Nuggets. They got swept in the first round. They were in danger of getting swept here. And Kevin Durant, look, I'm not going to make fun of him because a bone bruise in your ankle or bone bruise anywhere, to be honest, it ain't no joke, bro. It ain't no joke. But I'm just saying is that he didn't even have the courage to at least test out that ankle to see if he's ready to go for game six because look, it wasn't a problem when he had a calf strain. He came back game 5 2019 in the finals when the Warriors were down 3 games to 1. He scored 11 straight points and he went down with an Achilles tear. I don't know why Kevin Durant at least tried to see if he could give his ankle a go. If he feels good, then he's going to play. No, he didn't even want to play. The Rockets are not better with Kevin Durant, but they're not better without him either. The same problems that were haunting them last season are still there. It's just that Kevin Durant is just a better half court player. When the Rockets are in the half court, they have no offense at all. Şengün dribbles in the paint, tries to force up a shot over three defenders. He has the weirdest shot motion ever. He flails his body around, bro. And Amin Thompson is a ball hog. Shout out his brother Asar, who came up big for the Detroit Pistons tonight. I'm going to get to them in a minute because I just want to talk about this series real quick. Because I said everything that I needed to say in my Game 5 video and my video after Game 2. I honestly had a series recap vid ready originally when I talked about the Rockets falling down 3 games to nothing. But the Rockets still have the same problems. They have no offense whatsoever, and their defense is kind of overrated. Yes, they do not have a point guard. Yes, I understand Fred VanVleet is out, and he is crucial to everything that they do. I acknowledge that. But because of the fact that he was hurt, that's more so why the Rockets should have went out and tried to trade for Russell Westbrook or James Harden. Russell would have been the cheaper option because you're not gutting much depth. James Harden, you might have had to sell a couple players like Jabari Smith Jr., maybe Amin Thompson, maybe who else? Breed Shepard. So either way, the Rockets could have used a point guard. They didn't have a point guard, and the fact that Alfred Şengün was their center out there, and I don't understand why you didn't run Clint Capella in this series. I understand Steven Adams was hurt. Yes, Steven Adams would have made a world of difference in this series, but it's like what I said about Aaron Gordon in my previous episode series recap. Steven Adams is always hurt during this time of the playoffs. or almost always hurt because he did play last year against the Golden State Warriors. That is the thing with Adams. And Capella should have at least seen at 10 minutes of play, but for some reason, Ime Udoka didn't play him. So a lot of things are just so flawed with this Houston team, and it doesn't look like they really got all that better from last year. And if you guys want me to be honest, I feel like Kevin Durant kind of stunted this team's growth. Because you look at what Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green did with the Phoenix Suns this year. The Phoenix Suns got back to what made them really, really good in the 2021 and 22 season. They Jalen Green and Dylan, or mainly Dylan, but Jalen Green can be credited for this too. They brought back what was so special about those Suns teams from back then. Kevin Durant stunted the Rockets' growth, in my opinion, because of the fact that he is an aging 37-year-old superstar. Yes, he could put up 25 a game, but that's the problem. He needs the ball to put up 25 a game. I understand you need him in the half court setting, but here's the thing. The half court setting is not going to matter if your spacing is not good. And when I left a comment on the Rockets post saying that they should trade for Russell Westbrook, there was one guy that said, well, Russell kills the spacing. Like I said, the spacing is not going to matter if it's just KD, Şengün, or bust anyway. So you might as well try Russell Westbrook because at least he'll bring some energy, he'll bring some toughness, and at least you'll have a point guard to stabilize your offense until Fred VanVleet is back. So the Rockets' problems run deeper than VanVleet being hurt. This team they lost their defensive identity. They don't really have an offense if it's not KD and Şengün. It's just, okay, your turn, my turn. Jabari Smith, create a play, see what happens. Reed Shepard, go between the legs and try to, bury your way to the rim or whatever. He's getting stripped. Amin Thompson, just dribble out the damn shot clock while you're at it, bro. So yeah, the Rockets are just an overall flawed basketball team. And the fact that the Lakers won 6 games is kind of disturbing too, because look, Luka gives us a chance against a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder. But the fact that we were in a dogfight with this team this series, we are going to have to face a much more disciplined team. What makes OKC great is not just their athleticism, because yes, the Rockets were a very athletic team. What sets apart Houston and Oklahoma City was their discipline on both sides of the ball. And I can say San Antonio is the same thing, but San Antonio, they have shown some vulnerability to a level. I don't think the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to beat them, but they did show some vulnerability when they went down 19 a couple times against the Portland Trailblazers, and obviously they lost game 2 in that series, and you can attribute that to Victor Wembanyama being hurt. If Victor was playing, then that was a 4-0 sweep. But seriously though, the the Lakers showed that they do struggle against athletic teams, especially ones that are very, very disciplined on both sides of the ball, and which is what OKC is. Now, I know people are saying, oh man, the refs and Shea and blah, 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 deep team this, that, or the other. That's why OKC is so great. The fact that they're number one in the Western Conference, in a very tough Western Conference, shows that maybe they're just that good. And maybe people need to start giving this team the respect they deserve. Yes, Lou Dort's dirty. I can understand Shea can be frustrating to watch because he is talented and all the free throws, but still, that's why I'm not going to complain. Because this OKC team is doing something that only very few teams can really do in a tough West. In truth, the last time I've seen a team do something like this very consistently was the Golden State Warriors. And that's why the Lakers are going to have so much trouble on their hands against this OKC team, because if we struggled getting things going against the Rockets, yes, we won tonight, we blew them out when it mattered most, that's fine. But when we put out performances like we did games 4 and 5, how do you think it's going to look in the Oklahoma City series when we just be casual with the ball? And in truth, there were parts of this game where LeBron threw some bad passes. The Lakers were playing really, really sloppy, but because of the fact we were very good on defense. And Well, how do you think it's going to last against this OKC team? Because Oklahoma City has a good half court offense. People do not realize that OKC is one of the better half court teams in the NBA because, yes, they run fast. They are a full court team. But when they need to get settled, they have an effective half court offense. I don't doubt JJ Redick does have a solid game plan to counter what SGA and the Thunder are doing. But you know what? This is what's so. This is what I do like about Mark Dagnall. He has a game plan to counter your game plan. Whatever game plan you're going to throw at him, Mark Dagnall is always going to counter that, which is absolutely mind blowing. And it's just like he's one of the very few genius coaches that could do that. Obviously, outside of Steve Kerr when he had a prime Steph, prime Clay, prime KD, and yeah, they're a super team. But Greg Popovich, he has a game plan to counter another team's game plan. That's why you won those 5 championships. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, I don't, or when it comes to Oklahoma City Thunder, I don't anticipate us winning the series because Oklahoma City is just better than us. They're better than 20, 28 other teams in the league. The only teams that I could say have an edge on them will be the San Antonio Spurs because they've beat them basically all year. But San Antonio has looked beat a bull. It's just that they haven't ran into OKC in a playoff series. Maybe they could win. I wouldn't be mad at that, but I wouldn't be mad if Oklahoma City made it out the West either. But we're talking about this series for the moment. What I do want to see from the Lakers is, can we put up a fight? If we can put up a fight, if we go down swinging, I will not love it because I hate losing. But you know what? At least we played our hearts out to a team that's better than us, and um, we did give them a scare. It's just that they're just better. And I don't have a problem with that because Oklahoma City has shown that they're better all year. And for the love of God, JJ, hold on. For the love of God, please do not play Jake LaRavia in that series because it just shows me you don't want to win. Jake LaRavia, for some of the shots he did hit, yeah, he was hitting, one of the guys that was hitting a barrage of threes. But Jake LaRavia should not play at all in this Oklahoma City series. I'd rather you go to Jared Vanderbilt because he has some size to neutralize what Oklahoma City's doing. I'm not saying he's going to stop OKC's offense because I said it in my one of my other Laker videos that Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt can only do so much to compensate for our lack of athleticism and defense. DeAndre Ayton, he could be a factor, but the thing is, he's gonna have to guard two bodies because he's gonna have to guard Chet Holmgren because we don't have another tall guy to guard Chet, and he's gonna have to guard Hartenstein, and you know Hartenstein's going to bully DeAndre Ayton into, well, back to being DeAndre Ayton, the DeAndre Ayton that folded with the Suns when he was up 2 after being up 2-0 in the finals against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. DeAndre Ayton gave me 12 and 6 in a closeout game. So I won't be surprised at all because of the physicality that Chet and Hardenstein play with. I won't be surprised if DA goes back to that DA. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron James, I think he will do just fine. But considering he's 41 years old, I mean, yeah, Father Time, like Father Time's undefeated. He's gonna get his numbers, even at 41, because that's how great he is. It's just that he's facing a freaking monster. And I know they don't have Jalen Williams. We don't have Luca, but or not Jalen Williams. They have two Jalen Williams, but I'm talking about J-Dub. The Oklahoma City Thunder do not have J-Dub, but here's the thing. They have a next man up mentality. If it ain't J-Dub, it's Shea. If it ain't Shea, it's Chet Holmgren. If it ain't either of those guys, Alex Caruso comes in with some energetic plays. Cason Wallace will come in and hit some threes. Isaiah Joe can come in and hit some threes. AJ Mitchell has been starting for them ever since J-Dub had a hamstring issue. He injured his hamstring as well. I think it was like game 2 of the Sun series, right? What else? Yeah, AJ Mitchell starting. He's prone to go for 30. They just added Jared McCain from the Philadelphia 76ers, who lit it up in his rookie year. And Jared McCain has had a lot of good games with the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. He was the reason why they won a lot of those games after he got traded to Oklahoma City. Obviously, not discrediting Shea or J-Dub or all those guys, but you got to consider that too. The Oklahoma City Thunder are a deeper team than the Lakers. They're more athletic and they're more disciplined than the Houston Rockets. Because the Houston Rockets, I thought they got better. I thought they were one of the few teams that won the offseason. But after seeing this season played out, they weren't really winners at all. The Nuggets weren't really winners at all. So I take that back. And the Atlanta Hawks, I guess they sort of won, but they ended up trading Trae Young and they got CJ McCollum and they did force a game seven versus the New York Knicks. I get all that. But looking at these playoffs, uh, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're just too good, man. If we can put up a fight, I'll be happy with the results. I can live with us losing to this team because Oklahoma City, they're just too good. What I don't want to see is us getting slapped the hell around every single game, and every single game is not even competitive, and the Lakers just get taken out of it by the time it's the third quarter, which has happened throughout this year. The last three games we played against Oklahoma City freaking ran away with the game, and it wasn't even a close contest by the time it was the fourth quarter. So I don't want to see that happen. Lakers, just give us 1 to 2 games of good competitive basketball. And if you lose this series, it's because Oklahoma City was better. It had nothing to do with the Lakers sucking. It was just OKC. They were just that good of a team. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the Los Angeles Lakers have a chance against Oklahoma City? Or do you think that the Rockets were just way too undisciplined and at the end of the day, they did beat themselves? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. That's the end of this video on Mex. Deuces.